Hello, a little chat about AK-47 transports. Now, transports are used to transport foot units. Now, transport models use anything you like. So you can use these nice little 1.5 Unimog trucks. You use Ural truck, anything that's reasonable, school bus, stuff like that. Now, the way it works in AK-47 is that transports, you only have to pay 1 point, 1 army point, you get enough transports for a whole unit. I'll show what I mean. Here is a whole unit. It's got a mortar, an officer, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases. There we go. Right. So basically, this is a standard regular unit, 8 bases. It's got mortar attached. Now, what the player does, you split them into groups of 4. Well, I think I'll make, there's a 4. There's a 4, there's an odd one. Then groups of 4. There's one small proviso though. If they don't make equal groups of 4, the last group, any odds and ends, must include the officer. There. So, this unit has got 1, 2, 3 groups. Transport for 1 point gives as many transfers as you like at the rate of 1 per group. So, I get 1 truck for that group, 1 truck for that group, 1 truck for that group. If the unit only needed 2 trucks, they'd only get 2 trucks. If the unit was so big it needed 4 trucks, they get 4. The 1 point gives you as many transports as you like. So the 1 point gives you enough transport for a whole unit. So there are the 3. The next part. These 3 groups are put to one side. They're kept as groups. Players don't have to say which group's in which lorry. Keeps these nice and simple. Now, when transports arrive, they arrive in the normal way. Let's say, for example, they arrive over here in this square. There they go. So the transports have arrived. I've just put them in this square to show how the mechanism works. Notice the squares can be quite hard to see. For me, they're very easy because I'm much closer to it. But a gridded game, the little dots work really well. You'd hardly notice it. And as an aside, the beauty of the gridded game, I could put the trucks like this. They look nice. And there's no fussing with measuring, make sure things are exact relationship to other bits. They could be like this, etc., etc. You don't have to put them all in a pile or whatever. So there we go. Now, this is what happens. The trucks have arrived. Now, they get to move around, which is fine, but they don't move as a clump. That's the disadvantage. Each truck can move and move and move and move unless it scores a 1. So the first truck, I'm going to roll for that. I've rolled a 2. It can move a square. I'm going to roll again. It can move another square. There's no direction in AK. The thing just moves one place. Now, if I voluntarily stop, I can get a group of figures out. I choose these 4, put them in the square, and they can have a 1 square of movement. So I'm going to move them here. They're done. Now that's got to be all done before the next transport's considered. That means when transports come on the table, you're not guaranteed they all end up in the same place. Let's do this next truck. This one here. I roll a dice, a 2. I'm going to move up to there. I'm going to roll again. A 6, yeah. I'm going to move right over here. I'm going to try again. Now let's pretend that's a 1 just for the sake of this video. Oh no, I've scored a 1. If I score a 1, the men can either stay in or get out. But if they get out, they cannot leave the square. There they go. Now the third truck. I roll dice. That's a 6, so he's going to move 1 square to there. Now I choose to stop, therefore he can get out and he can move a square, like so. Now, the summary is this. You get as many transfers as you need. You only pay 1 point overall, and the 1 point gives you a bus ticket for the whole unit. You split the unit into groups of 4 bases, with any left over must include the officer. And those groups do not have to be a portion of a particular truck. So you could move this truck as much as you like, and when it deploys, you say, oh, I'll use this bunch of men from there. And the truck moves again. It only fails on 1s if it's moving in the open, but it fails on 1s or 2s if it's going through cover. Now, transports, when they arrive at the end of a turn, it's the very end of a turn. So the only thing they get to do is to arrive and move, as I've just shown you. They can't engage in firefights and that. But because it's the end of their turn, wherever they deployed, the enemy can attack them in their own turn. Because arriving and getting out your truck is the end of the turn. It's the last thing you do. The very last thing you do. Which means if you decide to go and stand in front of an enemy unit, these chaps might do that. Any enemy unit there gets its own turn to blast away at them. Just be careful. Now, as one of the small proviso to mention is this. The trucks, if the enemy blow them up with their tanks and stuff, it gives them more victory points. So after sitting still for one whole enemy turn, you can then take them off the table. So if I had some artillery or of course rifles or something, I might have a quick go at these trucks if they left them in a vulnerable position. And a last point also. These are unarmoured, so only saving a 4, 5, 6 if they're hit. However, if they're transporting a professional or the best type of unit, free of charge they become armoured transports. Like the Bulldog or some sort of armoured personnel carrier, that sort of thing. Anyway, that's transports in AK-47 People's Edition.